good. You're in the right business.
I love
what are you going to make for us?
Are we on?
We're on.
I've been requested to make another flavor
Yay!
because somebody else is too lazy to do it.
I'm working on mine over here.
So what we're going to make, again, supermarketing. And if you have the book, you understand this. And I went through the supermarket and I saw a wonderful thing. It's called Nutella. We all love Nutella. My wife eats it on apple slices, and you know, a jar is nothing to finish.
What is Nutella? I don't know.
Nutella is hazelnut.
Oh.
It's the same as Frangelica, only this is not an alcoholic flavor. This is it right here, actually, Nutella. And it's a wonderful product, and it smells great. And now I noticed in the supermarket they make mini Nutellas with a spoon and some crackers. I mean, how fattening. Anyway, so I bought the Nutella, and then I figured out a great formula for ice cream. And we're going to make it now. It's called Hazelnut Crunch. What's the crunch? Well, we'll see. Oops. So, we have a blender, and we're going to make half a batch. I did that already.
You did?
I cleaned it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I'll just take it out.
Okay. Yeah, I rinsed it 4 times. A couple of chips. Now, interesting. This brings up a question. See a couple of chips running out? Does that bother you for your next flavor?
That's what makes it homemade.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, if somebody says, "Oh, what's that in there?" And you jokingly say it's a roach. No, don't do that. Just kidding.
Well, if you're making rum raisin, you better take the machine apart and replace it.
So I tell them it's chocolate. It's a chocolate chip. It's no big deal. And Steve's right. That's what homemade ice cream is. Now you can get rid of it. You can rinse and rinse and rinse and not have any of those. But it's sort of quirky. You know, it's sort of fun. I wouldn't combine things that don't go together, but chocolate chips sort of go with everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, remember this again, okay? We're going to start with 3. We have to add 2, all right? So we'll start with 3.
I'm good remembering simple numbers.
Well, you know what they say. You know what they say. All right, so we have 3, and then we need vanilla. How many ounces of vanilla? What?
5 ounces.
5 ounces. With that South Carolina accent. 5 ounces. 5 ounces. Now, I don't do this in my store, by the way. I measure everything precisely. But I'm working under such a handicap here.
Oh, life's rough.
Well, you know. And now the Nutella. Where's my cards? Here's my cards. How much Nutella? Oh, let's see. Now, he doesn't even have a spatula here that'll fit in this jar, believe it or not. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? You could eat this stuff, it's good. So this is like the consistency of thick chocolate. So we're going to add this stuff in here. And this stuff runs, I use a few stores to shop at. One of them is Restaurant Depot. You all have that somewhere? And this stuff in Restaurant Depot, they just started making it in bigger quantities, but it's basically 2 of these for $10, which isn't too bad. And I use a full batch in my full batch. I mean, I use a full 2 jars. So because I can't get all of that out of here, because he doesn't have the right tools,
but he'll find a way.
I'll just add a little more, and that'll make up the difference. Now, I already packed away the drill, so we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
That's why you need a cordless drill.
What?
That's why you need a cordless drill. The
Correct.
Lithium-ion ion battery.
Whatever.
Made by Milwaukee.
So these are all the ingredients except for one. In this particular product, there's a secret ingredient. And if Steve doesn't give it away, it'll remain a secret ingredient. And we're just whisking. Now, you don't have to completely whisk it because, why? The machine will do it. Okay. Hopper's closed, top is open, and we're ready to roll. Two more, right? Two more. There's a lull here.
Did you have the whiskey in there?
What?
Did you put the whiskey in?
No, no booze in this.
Oh, it's too bad. Maybe we should have sent the bottle around.
Okay. And this is the mystery ingredient. And let's see, 0, 9, okay. So we're going to fire it up. Not put that on yet. And we want to bring it down, right?
Yeah, let's take it down to
170.
Yeah, that's good. It's been making a good ice cream.
Okay. And we're going to add this in here. And then the crunch. The crunch. Cookies. Blonde Oreos. And we're going to add most of them now. Some of them right before the ice cream's ready.
Now, just this alone, you can't do on any other machine because their openings are so narrow. All you can get into them is purees. We take whole cookies and just drop them right in.
Okay, you can fire it up. And then we'll add the rest of these so that we have a little more crunch. Those are going to dissolve, and they're going to give it a little flavor from the blonde Oreos. And then the rest of them will add a little texture to it, so it won't be quite so smooth and creamy. You can leave it smooth and creamy, but this will make it a little grainy. What else can you add to this ice cream if you wanted to? Hazelnuts. What else? Heath Bar. I use a lot of Heath Bar in my store. Chocolate chips, nuts, cherries. I would advise against gummy bears, though. That's his department. But really, you can add anything to it. If you have any questions, fire away.
Everybody knows everything?
As you change the speed, and you change the overrun,
Yeah.
you have to formulate different recipes because of the capacity of the machine.
No, what it mean? No, you as you change the speeds, you don't have to reformulate your recipes until you decide on how you're going to do it. At some point in time, you're going to say, "This is what I like," and then you'll translate your recipes up or down. But for the meantime, if you don't fill a whole tub, it's not the end of the world. And of course, if you're not running at full capacity, you're not going to fill full tubs because you have less air. Jeff uses these smaller containers. The industry uses 2.5 gallon containers, and I think that we're leaning towards Jeff's way of doing it, certainly in wholesale. It used to be that I would tell you to go out and wholesale to a restaurant and you bring them 3 gallon tubs. Well, the problem is it takes up so much space in the freezer at the restaurant. There's an old expression, which like most old expressions took me forever to figure out, you know, where they say the money's made at the tables, not the kitchen. There it is. It just didn't mean anything to me. What it means is if I've got 3 more tables out here that I can serve food to by shrinking my kitchen, that's a good idea. So the kitchens, you're lucky if you get a kitchen in a big restaurant that's as big as this. They are jam-packed. And so if I go into a chef, in the old days it was 2.5 gallon tubs because that's what everybody else was selling. But now, if you can go in with gallon and a half containers, even at the max 2 gallon, you're saying to the chef, hey, listen, I can give you, you know, you can take 6 of my flavors tonight, where before you only had room for 2.
Another solution to that too.
What's that?
The rectangular.
No?
The rectangular cardboard.
Yeah, you can go to the rectangular cardboard. I've got some here too. Rhino Packaging makes them, and they're good. That is another solution, but also the smaller containers, they like more flavors. See, your competition in a restaurant is Haagen-Dazs. Now, again, Haagen-Dazs was started with our machines, but Haagen-Dazs sends in somebody who's in their 20s. He's about 6'4". He just got off the football team, and he's already got a massive ego because he's been on, you know, the star quarterback. So Haagen-Dazs hires him and gives him an even more inflated ego because he's now selling. Oh well, we're Haagen-Dazs. Of course you love me. But they walk into a restaurant and the chef says, they tell the chef, we're Haagen-Dazs. You have to take 10 tubs. We deliver once every 2 weeks. And the chef's thinking, where do I put 10 of these massive tubs, and how do I know 3 days from now what flavor I want to change? I've learned by being in the restaurant business, all chefs are good, but what really makes them good is changing up the menu. I won't eat anymore at a restaurant that has a plastic menu, because it means they're never going to change the recipes. You know, it's put in plastic. I don't want that. So you walk in and you say, chef, instead of 10 tubs minimum order, our minimum order is 3 tubs. We can give you 2 gallon tubs. So you're giving them more variety. You're giving them a smaller quantity. And then you hit them with the hook. You say, oh, and by the way, chef, if you have any ideas on how to improve my mango sorbet, by all means, tell me. This clown's never made, excuse me, you're not a clown. This guy has never made mango sorbet in his life, but he's an executive chef. So he's going to tell you how to do it. I mean, I really ran into it once. I ran into a guy who, you know, his goal in life is to become Colonel Sanders. You know, the suit and the cane and everything, just like me. I want to drive around my jet with Sadie and just, you know, visit people. And this guy said, I need a secret lemon ice formula. It can't be anybody else's. I said, yeah, well, you know, that's a tall order. It's going to take me a while. I'll get back to you. So I did absolutely nothing for about 4 weeks. Then I called him back, and I said, okay, here's your secret formula. 7 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, 2 quarts of lemon juice. Have you heard it before? And an ounce of vanilla extract. Well, an ounce of vanilla extract in 6 gallons of water isn't even going to show up, but it's his secret recipe. Don't tell anybody. And he was thrilled. This is the way some executive chefs are. You know, I also know, anybody here from Canada? Oh, good. I get down on Canadians, too. One time I was doing a speech, and I was talking about Canadian chefs and the health department. And I'm not kidding, I had a guy in the audience who was from Canada. He was now a chef, used to work for the health department. I was cooked, but that happens. So the key to wholesaling, if you dare to venture into it, is the smaller containers. It's a great idea because they can have more variety. Oh, you're putting them in.
Putting them in. We're almost ready.
Okay, that was fast. After we do this, I'm going to talk to you a little about Italian ice some more, and I'm going to run the little new baby over here, the 3-quart.
Ice cream scoop.
Ice cream scoop. Boy, there's a question. I think it went out with the last batch of ice cream. Let me go look.
You got to eat one more.
What's the longest ice cream in your store? How long is it for?
The answer is, how long can you keep ice cream in your store? And my answer is forever. If you don't let the air get to it, it'll last forever. But it shouldn't. You know, you should sell it. But I have ice cream 2 weeks, and it's still fine, as long as it's cold enough and not a lot of air. I think Italian ices are more susceptible to air and temperature than ice cream is.
Italian ices, the flavor will fall right out of them after about 4 days. And the way around keeping it falling out is make it as you need it. You can add, certain stabilizers and emulsifiers are needed in ice cream in order, then it's already in the dairy blend. Things like guar gum, carrageenan, it's what makes ice cream. Without it, if we scooped a dish of vanilla ice cream on a white plate, you'd see a brown ring around the ice cream. That's the water coming out of the ice cream. So natural stabilizers are a good thing. Those same natural stabilizers put into sugar water and other chemicals put into sugar water show up as a sticky, gummy product. So if you're buying a wholesale ice and you see that it's all sticky and gummy on the bottom, that's what's happened. The flavor has dropped out of it. The beauty of Italian ice is you wake up in the morning, if you're in the Italian ice business, and it's today's Wednesday. So we look at the future weather and we say Saturday and Sunday are going to be beautiful in the 80s. It's wonderful. Let's make 8 or 10 tubs of lemon ice because we know we're going to go through it. So you make it today, put it in your freezer, and if you freeze it down to just 0, you can keep it forever.
And my opinion is Cambro 1-gallon containers with snap-on lids. Restaurant Depot, probably $2.75 for the container, $1 for the lid. And they sell them in a case price. You're nodding your head. You do this too, right? Yeah. It's the smartest thing. It keeps your ice cream and ices much better. See that nice clean break? Boy, this is good.
Hey, sweetie. Is it soup yet?
That's almost ready. Let's say you give another 5 minutes to that.
It'll freeze up like a block of ice.
No, it'll turn to butter.
Butter chunks.
Yeah, awful.
It'll freeze up solid because the machine's going to keep getting colder and colder. What happens if you leave a medium rare steak in the oven for 5 more minutes? It becomes well done. Same idea.
Well, we put in 5 quarts, right? How much do you think we got out?
6,
8?
yeah.
So that's 30% overrun?
60%. 30% air.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So and that's just what we were shooting for.
Okay, should we try it?
Yeah, come on up and try it. Jump up, come on, it's free ice cream. See, I told you this morning that by this time this afternoon you'd be going, oh no, not more ice cream. Well, you've got 2 more to try, this one and one more.